So I was called to serve in the Honduras San Pedro Sula West mission, and it was by far the best experience of my life. It was so awesome. I was really excited and got to the airport. I was really nervous too in the airplane going there. I went to the Guatemala MTC, and so I'm from Utah, and so all my siblings had just been dropped off at the Provo MTC, and so it was kind of scary for me to just get dropped off at the airport and say bye to my family and have to figure out the whole plane thing by myself because I had never really been on planes. And I was kind of scared, but I felt comforted too, and I just remember praying in the airplane. Heavenly Father, I'm yours. I'm in your hands. Do what you need with me. I'll be there. And then I got to the Guatemala MTC, and it was wonderful. The Guatemala MTC is so fun, and it's close-knit, and it's kind of smaller than the Provo or the Mexico MTC. They used to send missionaries to the Mexico MTC for Guatemala that are from North America, and now they send them to Guatemala. And it's so great because you get more immersed in the culture, and you get more immersed in the food as well as more similar. They mix it up between American food and food from Central America, so you get used to both, but it's not like, it doesn't hit you all at once. They have ice creams that you can eat one during every lunch, and that is so good. They have gym time every day, and that was really fun. It forced me to exercise, and I'm not very good at that. And it was so fun. We did exercise videos with our MTC president, which was awesome. And the Guatemala MTC was just amazing. It was a little overwhelming. The first time they put you in a room and they say, okay, for the next 30 minutes you're speaking Spanish, and you have to pretend like you're teaching lesson 1 to this pretend investigator, and you're like, I don't even know. I can say hola, buenos dias, but that was it. But we did it, and it was such a great experience. And I grew so much, and it was just so fun. People talk about the MTC a lot being like a prison, and they feel like they can't get out. That's not true. It all depends on your attitude. I just thought it was so, so fun. You have to give a talk. You have to prepare a talk for every single Sunday, and then they'll just call on people randomly, and you will get called before you're gone. So you can just read it off the paper too if you want. But you will give some talks in Spanish, which is really helpful as well. It is a lot of Spanish at once. It all just you can't learn a whole language in 6 weeks. It's just not possible. So I think just go with the vocab the most that you can, and you'll get by just fine. So then after the Guatemala MTC, they woke us up at 2 a.m, and they took us to the Guatemala airport, and they flew us to then El Salvador for a layover, and then to Honduras. And getting off that airplane was so crazy. Like, heat just hit you in the face. I got there in June, so it was so hot. And I just thought my skin was going to melt off. It was the biggest, hottest wave or rush of heat I'd ever felt in my entire life. But it was awesome. And our mission president and his wife were there, and they were so wonderful. And the APs were there, and we went on a bus. And then they take you to what they call the Benque, El Benque, and that's their big steak center. I remember being confused on the bus ride. They're like, we're going to El Benque, we're going to El Benque. So I thought we were going to the bank to work out our cards or something for money, and it really was the steak center. So we get to this, and we get to the steak center, and it's the most ginormous steak center. It's like 2 floors, elevators, so nice, and nicer than anything I've ever seen here in Utah. And we get there, and we put all our stuff in, and then they gave us lessons all day. They changed it now so that your first day arriving, you go out with the sister missionary training leaders, or for the boys, they'll go out with a set of elders, and you'll actually proselyte on your very first day. And it's just tracting. Tracting in Spanish is contacting, so you'll probably forget what that word even is. But you'll go around, and it's awesome, and you're going to be so tired, but it's just great. And then the next day, they do transfers. So all the zone leaders read off a list, Sister So-and-so, this is going to be your companion. And it's awesome. And then you just go with them in a bus or a taxi or however they've arranged for you to get back to your area. It was super great. I loved it. It's kind of nerve-wracking, but there's nothing to be worried about because there's so many people there to help you.